Hello, everyone. Just get a second here. It's Thursday night. You know what that means? That means it is time for another episode of Honest Hour. I hope everyone had a good day. Did something positive today. Did something to get better than you were yesterday. And get something to be better tomorrow. Because that's what we're all about. We want to get better with each day, get better with each passing moment. That's what we all are about, getting better, getting better. So we should give it a minute. Then we'll get our guest in the room. I'll do my intro, and we will vibe out. All right. Yes, yes. All right. So we're gonna get our guest in here. Oop, nope. There we go. Ooh. What's going on?
What's up? What's up?
I'm maintaining, living the dream. Trying to make something happen. What's going on with you?
Ain't much, man.
You
Living the
just
dream.
listen. Yeah, I appreciate you coming on.
Of course, of
You know,
course.
showing some support. I'm glad to have you. But looking forward to it all day.
Hey, man. I wouldn't have it any other way, man. You always
You
got my
know,
support. You know that.
that's it. Well, you're a big pillar. So big pillar of everything, and we got a lot to discuss. Cause I tell you, you got a lot of stuff that you do, and like you're everywhere. You're everywhere, and that's a compliment to you as a person, to you as to your character, and just the person you are. Like we go, what's going on? We go back to Guinea Avenue, like
Yeah, man.
like
Sandbox days, man.
like elementary school. So
Of
like,
course.
we go back way far. So, for anyone who doesn't know, this is DJ Mizz official, one of the best DJs in the Hudson Valley. Now a traveling DJ. She does it all. She's on radio stations, you name it. Her name is stamped on it. So we're gonna get right into it. Obviously, you were born here in Newburgh.
Yeah, man. Born and bred
And
it.
you exactly. And for you, what was your experience like living in Newburgh?
Um, I can't say it was a bad experience. Unfortunately, Newburgh has a bad umbrella about it. Unfortunately, it's a dark cloud. But
Hmm.
I was raised in the church, so there was really no being in around those dark clouds. It
Yeah.
was about the church, school, and right back to church. So you didn't get a chance to get in trouble. You really did. So
No. And with Newburgh, the only trouble you will find is if you go looking for it.
exactly.
Most times. I mean, there is the wrong place, wrong time kind of thing, but a lot of times you go looking for it, you're gonna find it.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
You know.
That's it. That's not even just Newburgh. That's
Oh,
anywhere though.
of course, of course. So we gotta. You want to stand clear of that. So you said you grew up in church. So was that your first experience you located with music?
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. Youth choir, praise dance, all that. So music has always definitely been a part of me. It's been etched in me. Um, it's definitely a family thing. So yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, did you? Because okay, speaking for me, growing up, I hated going to church. I hated it because it was like, like as a kid, Friday school ends, you like, all right, it's the weekend. Saturday goes like this, unless you're deeply embedded in church. Because some people who are embedded in church deeply, they do the Bible study on Wednesday, and then you said you did choir and stuff. So usually that was like Monday or maybe even Thursday, and then Saturday there might be something, and then Sunday you're there. So
Yeah,
how
I was deep in it. It was I loved it. It wasn't one of those things that I was forced to do. I love going to church. They never had to force me to go.
yeah.
Um, but definitely Sunday. We had two services plus Sunday school. Then you got when, like you said, Wednesday was Bible
Mhm.
study. Choir rehearsal was either Tuesday. Praise dance rehearsal was Thursday. So it was always a constant thing. But like I said, it kept me on a straight and narrow and kept me out of a lot of that trouble that could have happened. So it definitely trained me to be who I am now. So
That's a good point. What's going on, Prince? Yeah, 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 no. So, all right. So, yeah, no, I just was curious because a lot of people, I can't even say a lot of people. Me, vacation Bible school
yeah,
was lit.
Prince will definitely know about that. Boy, we was lit in Vacation Bible School, man, during the summer. Those were the
Oh
days.
man. Oh man. So that was your first experience with music and seeing the choir rehearsal and doing the different things. So going on from that, I guess I should switch that. How do you take that love of music from church, and then how did that inspire you down the road to eventually say, kind of, sort of, I want to be a DJ?
Um, so DJing is a generational thing. So my grandfather is a DJ.
Okay.
Um, he was a big time DJ in Poughkeepsie. His name was DJ Jimmy Jam. So, he was doing his thing in Poughkeepsie and Newburgh back and forth. So, it definitely is in the bloodline.
Yeah.
And I didn't know until I started rocking really that he was even how deep he was in it until certain people started calling me Little Jimmy and stuff like that. And I'm like, what's going on, man? So when my grandfather finally like showed me some of his stuff, like it was like, oh, so I've been doing this thing. Okay, it was already in me.
Yeah.
So it was definitely it was an easy thing to learn,
Right.
but you know to get where I am now, it definitely it took a lot. It took a lot. So
Well, you've put in the work. That's a given. You've put in the work and you've studied your craft in doing it, because I have a friend who he's really good with music and he can do any type of music, and I tell him you should become a DJ. But his problem is he don't want to be like, how some DJs they host and they do the DJing. Not all DJs do that.
yeah,
you know Not all DJs are doing that. So I said, you don't have to do it that way. You can get someone else to do it for you, or there's certain parties that don't require you to speak. I was like, that you just have to find your craft. So like for you, you know obviously when you're figuring out your craft outside of your grandfather, um who are some of your inspirations as for DJing?
um, I definitely gotta shout out my brother Maserati Styles. If anybody knows Styles from concerts at the Chance, we was doing DMX, PNB Rock, all that stuff like that. Um, he definitely he's definitely been my side for quite some time. I was doing parties with him. Wasn't even old enough to even be in the spot, probably. So I can say it now. I'm grown now.
we
So
we adults.
we adults now. But I definitely have to really give him a big shout out because if it wasn't for him, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now, I probably wouldn't have had the guts to do it. Um, then my mom was there by my side. Called her my momager for quite some time. My mom liked to party back then, so it helped out too. So that just worked out more. That okay, ma, I gotta do this party, or I'm right there with you. So
Yeah.
I really, she was there the first good 5 years of the game. She was really pushing me and just supporting me. When most parents would be like, "No, you're not gonna be in a club like this and stuff like that." So she definitely was a support system. Still is. She in the background, still rocking and supporting
Mm-hmm.
always. Um, and then just watching people. So Jazzy Joyce, I always loved her. When I would see her rock, actually
Okay.
got to rock with her
Oh.
was kind of dope. So
Oof.
it definitely opened the platform more. So there's people that you'll never know their name, but they were there.
Right.
So definitely. But my number one is always gonna be Styles, man. Like I got definitely have to shout him out and make sure he knows, like, give him his flowers. If it wasn't for him, I really wouldn't be where I'm at. And then now I got the dopest manager now. I got a military manager now.
Okay.
He's retired for the military. We've been rocking now. This will probably be our 8th year, and you know, he's he molded, took the business and showed me the other side of things. So, you know,
It,
definitely have to shout him out.
it's interesting you say that because that's where I was going next. So you just opened the door for me.
There you
So
go.
speaking of it, we all know that anything we do, there's a business side to it. And what did it take, in terms of, top to bottom, on the one side you already had your craft and you knew kind of along the lines of what it took to be a DJ, but what did it take for you to learn that business side? Because I remember this one specific post you posted. I can't remember. I think it was sometime last year, and you were saying how you were upset, and well, you didn't say you were upset, but I could tell you were upset about people trying to lowball you on prices. And because me, I do photography too. I want to make sure that what I'm getting paid is going to equal how long you're going to need my services, and for what I have to do after. Because just after, if I'm at an event for 10 hours and then I have to edit pictures for 5 or 6 hours, and you're going to try and pay me $600, that doesn't, you know what I mean, balance out.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
So in terms of learning the business side of it, how was that process? Because you walk into it, you don't know. You just, at first you're looking for some exposure, but you just have to learn the right gigs to take, the gigs not to take. How was that navigating for you?
Uh, it definitely was hard because you always want to please people. So first beginning, you take whatever was thrown your way, and then you're like, all right, something not right. I'm out here for 6 hours. The pay I'm getting ain't matching. So
Yes.
when my manager came around, he really showed me, like, look, you're doing a service that this is what you should be getting paid. This is the quality you're giving. This is what you should be getting paid. And the more you add to that quality, you got to keep upping that price.
Right.
It can't always be the same. And so, he showed me that every client is not a good client. Every client is not worth to be a client. If they can't accept what your pay is and what you want to get paid, they're not meant to be your client no more.
Mm-hmm.
And it could have been somebody you can be rocking and DJing for the past 6, 7 years. But if they don't understand that yesterday's price is not today's price, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
There's other clients out there, and there'll always be somebody that needs a DJ.
Absolutely.
So the door is always going to be open as long as you're ready to step through it. And so you just got to take that leap in faith and understand that, all right, 2023 I was charging this amount, but 24 I just bought these new speakers. I just bought a new controller. I got to make that money back.
Yes.
Plus still make a profit and put bread on my table. So price is going to go up.
Yeah.
Everything else goes up. Inflation has skyrocketed everything. So if you can't
Yes.
understand that everybody's going to be putting their price up, then you ain't meant to have a DJ. I always say, if you ain't got the money and you want a DJ, you shouldn't be having a party.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I'm gonna take it from personal experience here because I've been at a few events and have helped you carry some of that equipment. And one time, one of the Mavor events, you were like, "Yo, Mike, can you help me carry the speaker?" And I'm like, all right. Like, you ever like think something's gonna be a certain weight in your mind, so you prepare your body? And I was very unprepared. And after I tried to lift it, you were like, probably should have told you that's really heavy.
Yeah.
I think it was I think it was the dodgeball game, and that was a walk from the
Yeah.
car up the stairs all the way into the back corner.
Yeah. Some of
Um,
these venues, you never know, they're not always DJ friendly. They're
no,
not. And even
no,
if they are, sometimes you get a venue that the client that you're DJing for, that venue is still not being accommodating enough.
yeah,
So, the equipment ain't gonna get no lighter, no matter where
no,
you're standing at, no matter where you're going. So you just, I tell people, being a DJ and moving that equipment, that's my
yeah,
gym. That is
that's you.
my gym. And I promise you, by like she said, right, Sarah, at the end of the event, that's when the stuff gets even heavier because you're
Because you're
tired.
tired now.
Exactly. So in the beginning, it took me 30, 40 minutes to set up. At the end, it's taking me almost an hour, hour and a half to break down because I'm beat.
You're tired, especially if you were at that event, like a wedding, and it's
Oh,
multiple, crazy hours, crazy long,
mm-hmm.
and especially if you got to set up two stations. That's a thing too. And one thing about the pricing that people don't understand is you also have to price for holding dates. So if I contact you and say, hey, listen, I need you August 12th, and you have that day free, and you say to me, this is you small numbers, you say, all right, Mike, I'll do it for $1,000. Well, you're going to want half your money up front. You're going to want half of your money just to hold that date because that's holding a date for a potential person. And,
Exactly.
and
I
people don't
always
understand that
say,
side.
if you want me on that date, you better lock it in. That's just it. Me myself, I'm not gonna tell you 50%. I always say whatever you can do at right now, lock that date in. So if you cash at me 200 and I charge you 1,200, all right, I locked your date in though. It's
Right.
locked in. I'm putting it on the calendar. But I always say no deposit, no booking.
That's
No deposit,
fair.
no booking. If you don't send that deposit in, I'm not booked the DJ for you.
Nope. Nope. You gotta send something to lock that in. And some people have a hard time, and especially when some people wanna mix business and pleasure. And so there's certain people that on a personal level, and because you know them on a personal level, they'll expect one, a discount.
Oh yeah,
But but if you were to go to this guy, you wouldn't ask for one, right? Or this girl, you wouldn't ask for one. Or two, they think just because you are friends that part's not important. It's important. You should be treating Everyone should be treated the same way through no matter what those channels are. You're offering a service. Don't matter if I've known you over 20 years. You're offering a service. I think you deserve to be paid for that
like
service, or else I
look,
wouldn't be going to you.
here's a story right now. My mom got married actually this year will be almost 10 years.
Okay.
They needed a DJ for the reception. She came to me. She says, "Put the contract out, fill it up. Let's go." I was like, "Okay, well, you're my mom, In my head, it's my mom.
Right.
I'm not charging. We're paying. Get the contract, write it up. We're paying." She says, "We wouldn't want you to come here, set up, do a service, and then not get paid because they
Right.
wanted the bells and whistles." So again, family or no family, they still paid a fee. Granted, yes, it was my mother, so she got the hell of discount.
Yeah.
But it's still I chose to give her the discount,
Right.
not her asking for it
Right. Because
because
she'd have paid the full price if you said, whatever.
exactly. So that's one of the things. Like if I give the discount, that's on one side. But if you come in here automatically thinking you're getting a family deal,
Mm-hmm.
that's
That's
automatic. That's disrespectful,
it's
Don't
a
ever
slap in the
automatically
face.
exactly. Don't ever automatically think I'm giving you a discount just because we've known each other for 20, 30 years.
Right. That's
Because not happening.
Right. And unfortunately, sometimes some of those deals sour personal relationships as well, because they're not happy, friends or not. If you support me, you asking me for a discount is disrespectful. Yeah, Rich, it is. Some people you have to do that. You just have to keep it a buck with them. And if, like you said, if they don't want to be a client anymore, that's their loss in a
Exactly.
sense. So moving forward, I gotta say, and I've seen you in real time. Um, DJs make it look easy. You make it look really, really, really easy. And I want to know. I kind of want to just understand the science behind DJing. Like when I go, like, okay, you did the party for my job, right?
Yeah.
So you set up. When I walked in, you kind of had, some light stuff on, nothing too crazy. But then you once you got into it, it just flowed so naturally. Like is there like a pre-rated, like a pre determined list, or is it kind of like you kind of just feel the room out and see what everyone reacts to, and then you're like, okay, they kind of like this, so we're gonna go this direction. And then, like, let's say you're in an event and it's real slow and someone wants a real fast song, obviously you just can't go from slow to fast. So, like, just explain the science a little bit of how.
Um, for the most part, any type of event, I always ask the client what they want, what type of music they want, and stuff like that. But when they say just be yourself, you just got to read the room. In the beginning, you never want to go straight hard in the paint. You never want
Yeah.
to do that. You're gonna burn out. You're gonna burn out too quick. That's anything, not even just in music. That's just with sports and all that. Play basketball. You don't hit the ground running. You stagger it. You work your way through until you get to that end, and when it's time to really knock it out, then that's when you really go hard in the paint. So one thing, and my manager, he's again this military man really gets your brain running. He always looks at our team as a basketball team.
Hmm.
So any gig is 4 quarters for me. The first quarter you keep it nice and slow. Second quarter you just work your way up until that fourth quarter is when all right, it's time to take this home. It's time to get this win,
Hmm.
and you just you do your thing. So
Okay.
that's literally what it's all about. Any DJ, real DJ will know. You read the room, and you just know. All right, well, right now everybody eating, so let me just slow it down. Let me just chill. Get them some. They gonna sing with you if they know the song. They gonna sing it anyway.
Yeah.
But no, let them chill and let them eat. But once you see most of the plates is clear, then you already know it's time to get everybody on this floor and let them work that food off. So
Okay. Get
like I
them.
said,
Get
you
them.
just
Burn them calories off that you
exactly,
just put on.
exactly.
Okay. Okay. I can deal with that. So right now, last week I started this game, and I had Rich on last week. He enjoyed it. I don't know if you seen the show last week, because I know you pop in time to time. You busy, but I took it from Drink Champs. I'm gonna I'm gonna have you pick between two things. I don't have a name for this yet, but there's quite a few of them. I started writing them, and then I almost had a whole page. I'm like, all right, hold on, let me stop. But we're gonna start with some DJs.
uh,
You tell me which one you like over the other. DJ K Slay or DJ Premier?
Premier.
DJ Clue or DJ Drama?
Ooh, I'm about to go with Clue.
DJ Green Lantern or DJ Jazzy Jeff?
Jazzy all day.
DJ Enough or Funk Master Flex?
Enough. I can't stand Flex.
They dropping bombs. You can't enjoy the
I
show,
swear to
the
God, I
song.
can't stand him. And I'll tell any DJ that I can't stand Flex. I'll tell him to his face, I can't stand him. And the crazy part about it is I've actually opened up for him one time and he was late. He was late.
Oh,
He was late.
oh,
Came in 20 minutes when the event is over and want to get in there and drop a bomb and use my
oh,
laptop to play 2 songs.
oh
I
no.
swear to God. And he made more money than me that night. I was mad. So I don't like him. Flex can kick rocks for all I care.
Rich, I like that. That's what we're going with. That's what we're going with. Honest picks. Okay. Oh, that's rude. That's messed up. You know, they just think they just think they could just show up
Yeah,
anytime.
man.
Like, nah, bro. I don't even like you like that, and you're gonna be late. Like,
Yeah, man.
and now you have a personal reason not to like him. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
can't stand that, man.
DJ Cool Mark or DJ K Slay.
K Slay.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, man.
Kid Capri or Jam Master Jay.
Oh, oh. Gee. I gotta go with Capri because I've actually opened for him, man.
Okay.
So I gotta
Okay.
go for Capri.
DJ Clark Kent or DJ Who Kid.
Clark Kent.
Okay. All right, we're going to get some music now. Biggie or Tupac?
Ah, damn. Ah, oh, you just going there. Um, damn. Tupac, man. Tupac.
Jay-Z or Nas?
Oh, he just really going right to the noggin. Yeah, this is definitely about to be called the honest hour. Nas.
Uh, Missy or Eve?
Eve.
Brandy or Monica? That one wasn't even on the list. I just thought of that off the fly.
Damn. I'm about to go with Brandy.
Okay. Okay. 112 or Jagged Edge?
Jagged Edge.
Okay. DMX or Busta Rhymes?
Bruh. Uh, dang. You want me to pick between those two, man? Rest in peace to DMX, man. I actually opened up for him too.
Oh, don't worry.
Um,
That's in the notes. We gonna get there. That's in
but
the notes.
DMX, man. I love Buster, but I gotta go with DMX.
Method Man or Redman?
Method.
Lil Wayne or Rick Ross?
Lil Wayne.
Jadakiss or 50 Cent?
Jada.
Rakim or Big Daddy Kane?
Damn. Rock Rock him. I'm going with Rock him on this one.
Eminem or Kanye West?
Are we talking about Kanye before he started going crazy?
Oh yeah, yeah. We're definitely talking about early Louis Vuitton Don college dropout graduation Kanye.
Then
Yes.
I gotta go with Kanye, man. College Dropout still my favorite album all day.
All right. Prince or Michael Jackson?
Oh, oh my God. Oh, I gotta choose both of them, man. They both musical geniuses, man. You can't pick between Michael and Prince, man. They on two different spectrums, you know. They really
Oh,
are, you know.
yeah. There's
You
no
can't compare.
lie.
You can't compare those two, man.
Shaka Khan or Aretha Franklin?
Aretha,
Otis Redding or Smokey Robinson?
Smokey. I think if Otis had a longer career, it probably would have been him. But you know, he sat on Dr. Bay, and that was it. So, uh,
Oh no, I messed up. I forget who I was gonna put there. I had Whitney Houston and somebody, so I guess she
I was
wins
gonna
by
say,
default.
who you gonna put up against Whitney? Come on, man. Ain't
I
nobody you
don't
can put up
know.
against Whitney.
Mary J or Mariah?
Mary J. I'm sorry, I get tired of hearing that, seeing her hold her ear, man. That shit's annoying. And after that Christmas event,
Oh,
that's it.
Jesus. Usher or R. Kelly?
Oh, as much as he has his issues, I'm gonna have to go with R. Kelly because R. Kelly, his penmanship is crazy, man. I've mimed in church to too many songs that man has written. So I
Oh,
promise you, yeah,
oh.
I gotta go with R. Kelly, man.
Last one is current. J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, or Big Sean?
J. Cole,
And now I'm curious. If you had to number them, one being your favorite, four being your least favorite, who would it be? How would you order them?
J. Cole, Big Sean, Kendrick. Who's the other one you said?
Drake.
J. Cole number one, Kendrick second, Big Sean and Drake.
Okay, I can live with that.
You know, Drake's
You look like
Drake be crying a little bit too much for me sometimes. He need to pull his pants up and act like a man sometimes.
a little bit. So while I was researching, I came across that you're part of, and I'm not really familiar with it, so this is why I'm asking the question. I seen DJ Fleet over over everything. So
Yeah, man, Fleet DJs.
so
It's my family, bro.
so I see that, and I was kind of looking through it, and it says that you're the New York State manager for them.
Yes,
So
yes, I am.
I'm just trying. I just really want to understand like what that means, what's in that role, and what this really means, like in terms of what you do, all in totality.
So Fleet DJs is a coalition, not even a coalition anymore because they're doing so much more than just DJs. But when I first joined, we were a coalition. They consist of DJs, producers, models, everything that the industry needs. Fleet DJs is your one-stop shop.
Okay,
So I officially have been a part of Fleet now. This is going on, I think, my 7th year. Um,
nice, nice.
so I came in, not really knowing what I wanted to get out of it. I had heard about it, did my little research on it, and I was like, all right, you know what? Let me just give it a chance, see what it's about. It could help the brand, could help me grow. And so, not even 3 months in, I was the assistant manager of the all female division that they had.
Okay,
So I was just, still getting my feet wet and still learning the brand of who they were and stuff like that. And then went to what they could call their conference. Went to Charlotte my first year with them, and I came back not even a week later. I was the manager over that division.
wow.
Um, so I'm running females. If anybody knows, a room full of females, it can be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. There's really
Absolutely.
no in between because if you don't have the right mindset, a lot of stuff can go left.
Yeah.
Um, so the whole time, I was still a part of we have every state has their own chapter also. So I became the assistant manager maybe about 3 years ago, and just was helping and learning more about how to run a state and stuff like that. And things kind of went left. My state manager just disappeared. I didn't know where he was, no contact, no nothing. Um,
Just a
so
war.
yeah, so I was kind of just helping run things, but still didn't have the title of state manager. Went to a conference 2 years ago, actually 3 years ago now, and they introduced me and they said New York State manager. I'm looking like nobody told me anything. I didn't know none of this.
Surprise!
I was like surprise. Oh, thanks. So after that, it was a growing moment for me because I had never had to manage so many DJs at one time.
And
So
roughly
right now, New York,
how many are you roughly
um,
managing?
right now we're kind of numbers are down. Right now we're roughly I got about 25.
Okay.
But
Still a lot of DJs.
all my DJs are located in New York City.
Oh,
I'm in Newburgh. So it was like, how's this gonna work? I guess I'm getting on a train and I'm being in the city as much as possible.
right, right.
Um, so last year was really a growing phase and just everybody getting to know each other, and we just finding out our niches within the state. So this year, I can definitely say, it's a big year for us. It's a big year for
Okay.
me as the state manager, because it's really like I'm really running things more solid. Definitely out here recruiting more and bringing in people that's going to mold the team to where it should be. Um, we got a big event coming up in like less than 9 days down
Okay.
in Brooklyn. I'm actually collaborating with another state in Fleet, Massachusetts. We're collaborating together, and
Nice.
so I got Virginia coming up. I got people probably coming from South Carolina, Connecticut, Jersey. I got them all coming to one building, DJs, artists, and we're gonna really like, network, man. When I say we
Yeah.
network, we really gonna put the platform out there, network, give the artists the platform that they need, and really see what we can do. And so soon, I'll let people know soon. I'm getting ready to bring some stuff to the Newburgh, Poughkeepsie area.
Okay.
I got some big people that we're gonna collaborate with. So and that probably won't happen until the end of the summer, more towards September. But it takes a lot. It takes a lot to
Of
put
course.
behind a show. As I like to say, production and putting this stuff together. And so, I just got to make sure that everything is correct before we drop what we're gonna drop. But definitely have some names that we're gonna collaborate with and open the platform up this way. I want people to know what Fleet is. The city know what Fleet is. So now it's time to bring it more upstate and give the upstate artists something to do.
Of course.
Give them their platform that they deserve. We got a lot of artists in Newburgh and Poughkeepsie that they deserve the platform. So if I have the power to do it, why not? So
Right. I mean, that's part of the reason why I do this. To give that platform to anybody who artists, DJs, photographers, you know, o- other podcasters, like we all, clothing lines, whoever, like I want to have them here, and I want to have a conversation, and not like, and I'm gonna show you. Look, this is the list of people. This is
all
the
right, all right.
list.
Okay, I see you.
So I don't
Booked and
play.
busy. I
Like,
see you. I see you.
I try to make it happen. So definitely looking forward to hearing more about, looking to see those things coming. So
Of
you
course.
kind of answered two questions in one. So my next question is, with this title and everything you're putting forth, will this propel you into, because I see there's higher people on the chain, because I was kind of looking to see where you were in the
Yeah.
staff, and there's definitely higher people in the chain.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
will this, what you're doing now and the work you're putting in, can that propel you into a higher position or
Um,
open up more opportunities for you,
yeah,
maybe
it
even in
definitely
other
can.
areas?
It definitely can. It's really just up to me if I want to take that next step. Right now I'm really enjoying on the state level that I am, and just
Mhm.
really meeting some personalities. Being a state manager, you meet thousands and thousands of personalities. And, you got to learn how to manage those. So before you can even get to the next level, you got to know how to manage the personalities you got in front of you first. And so, definitely when the time comes, if I'm still, in management with it, definitely would love to take the next step. Right now, like I said, though, just chilling and getting my hands and my feet wet on what I got going on right now, and just focusing on that.
Yeah.
But the opportunity is always there. One thing about Fleet, they never stagnate your growth. They want you to grow, and I can
Right. They want you
definitely
to
say,
elevate.
since I've been with Fleet and just whole, I definitely the growth has definitely been there. So, um, you know, you meet some people, man. I
Absolutely.
met the baby before he was the baby.
Yeah. Before he,
So, you know, there's artists that we break artists. I've been on calls with artists that you would never think you would even be in a room with. Lenny Williams, we've been on calls with Macy Gray. So there is definitely, the people are there, and the opportunity is there. You just got to know, open that. You got to knock that door down, point blank.
you got to,
Just knock it down and walk right through it.
you know, it's just like one of my favorite sayings is that if you don't you don't belong at everyone's table, that's when you make your own.
Exactly. You don't belong at anybody's table. Always make your own table. If if they
Absolutely.
want to bring to your table, then by all means. But you should always have the table right in front of you. You don't need to be at everybody's table.
That's truth. That's truth.
God is gonna open the doors that He needs to open for you. So if you believe and just listen to what He's got going on for you, you ain't got to worry about anybody else's table, because He's gonna fill that table up all by
And
yourself.
he's
So
gonna fill it with the right people.
exactly. That's one thing I've always learned. Uh, I might not preach it on Facebook a lot or Instagram. I might throw a video up here and there, but one thing I will always say is I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for God. There's doors that I never even thought about opening that He opened up for me. So, I gotta give Him it's all because of Him. You
Yeah.
know.
It's I heard a saying, you know, just had a talk with God. I had a breakthrough. Show me mad visions of doors I'm about to break through. And do you know who said that?
No, who said
The one and only Naj Murph.
that? Oh man, rest in peace,
Yeah,
bro. Man,
yep, the one and
one
only.
and only. That was my
You
brother all day from sandbox to upper bound.
yeah,
When I started DJing, he was like, "Yo, we gonna always do this," and he meant it. And anywhere I go, if I get a chance, I rock his music. He know that. Always, always has been, and always will. His music is never gonna die when it comes to me. So,
never, never. I mean, you look. I don't know how good you can see it, but he's over there
oh yeah, man,
on the
he's
wall.
he's everywhere. You can't, you cannot not know who Naj Murphy is. If you don't, promise you. During the summer, you're gonna hear his music everywhere you go. That his last mixtape is still in my truck in the CD player. That's the only CD. I don't do CDs at all, but I promise you, that one CD
It's
never
there.
comes out. It's there, and I promise you, you turn my CD player on, that's the first voice you
Oh,
will hear. You
oh,
never take that out.
absolutely. No matter what. So yeah, yeah, he said that on Look Back at It on that mixtape,
Yeah, man.
ironically.
Yeah.
So so speaking of him, we're gonna go into kind of into Newburgh. So you do a lot of events. It took me quite a while to kind of like go through what you do because like I'm like, geez, I don't know really where to go with what ones to talk about. So there were there were five specific ones that I um pinpointed that just kind of like stood out, and
Okay.
then I want to know what your five favorite events you've done are.
Okay.
So the first one, and I think this is a big one, and I'm upset that I missed this one. But the first year, even though they're playing us now, that they did Newburgh Illuminati, I seen a picture of you, LT, and Moochie on the stage,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and then I seen a camera point with you like wherever you were standing, and I seen the crowd. Now, this was a huge event, not just for Newburgh. This was a huge event for the 845. And, it's sad that now there's issues and we haven't been able, this is going to be the second year we won't be able to have one because I made the second one. But you were in that first one. You were in the foundation of this. Partisan Fontaine was there as well. You were there,
Yeah.
and to see a Newburgh native come and do what he does, even though everyone doesn't exactly agree with what he does or what he doesn't do. People are going to be people regardless of where they're from.
Of course.
But what was it like being such a intricate part of that?
Um. So that actually that was my second Newburgh Illuminated. So I had actually rocked the year before that on the west stage, which was further down, more towards Chambers
Oh,
Street.
so
Um.
then we've
So
actually had
yeah,
three. You're saying?
yeah.
Okay. See, I thought we
Um.
only had two.
Nah, that was the second one that I had actually been a part of. Um. But that one was it was crazy because Parson Fontaine wouldn't have been on that stage if it wasn't for me. I was able to get him to perform for his city for free. Newburgh Illuminated never had to spend a dime when it came to him. We worked it out where he performed. He was technically supposed to be the headliner, but he had some things he had to do, get ready for Summer Jam.
Yeah.
So we had to move it closer to during the day. But me myself, like middle of the day, I started seeing the crowd, and I'm like, oh, this is about to get crazy. And so the founder of it, Paul Irwin, that's my lawyer. Like, shout out to him. He was on here just a few minutes ago. He came to me. He's like, "What did you do?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He says, "I don't have enough cops for this crowd." I said, "It can't be that many people here." So mine is, we were down by Terrace Lounge. It was,
Okay.
it was a nice little crowd. We was on the go kart on our way back over, and we pulled up to Broadway, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "Whoa!" He was like, "What are we gonna do?" I said, "We're gonna let things rock out." He says, "You know how Newburgh can get." I said, "Look," I said, "I got faith in my city that we're gonna have one day where we don't have no issues." I said, "I'm bringing the hometown hero home." I said, "We're not gonna have no problems. I promise you." So the other folk that's on the board, mine is, I was the only black person on the board that year. So all these folk are in my ear. They're like, "Yo, what are you doing? This is not going to go well. We need to cancel him right now." Da, da, da. I said, "We're not canceling him. He's on his way here.
It's
Like,
like it's too
it's
late.
over with. It's too late." So, I'm on stage. The photographer that took that shot, the Brian Wolf, that's my guy. That actually ended up in the next year's calendar for Newburgh Illuminated.
Nice.
Actually, I got that framed. I don't have it on the wall, but I got that picture framed. So the first thing, when we were setting things up, I'm on the phone with them. They're like, "Well, since we're doing it during the day, remember to let him know it's got to be family friendly." I'm like, "Have y'all ever heard his mixtape?" I'm like, "Have y'all ever heard Hoopra?
Yeah, like
Oi?" I said, "Okay, I think so." So he was like, "No, I got you. I'm gonna do family friendly." Now, again, no partisan outside of that. He wasn't gonna be family friendly once he seen that crowd.
yeah.
So when he got there and he got on top of that go kart, I was like, "Yo, he's about to curse." They're like, "No, he's not. No, he's not." I was like, "He's about to curse." I was like, "He is." They're like, "No, he's not." First thing he said was, "Newberg, what the fuck is up?" Every single white person on that board, they looking at me like I was like, "What? What did y'all think was gonna happen?" He's got 30,000 people from his hood. Everybody's at their house. And if
Yeah.
they ain't at their house, they sitting on their balcony or the fire escape right now watching him perform. What did you think was gonna happen? He's home.
Yeah.
And
Legit.
everybody in that crowd knows his songs. You think he's not gonna be himself? I'm letting
Yeah.
him give him the platform to perform for all his people. Free concert? They ain't worrying about him cursing. I can promise you, every parent out there got their little newborn child out there hearing him cuss. I probably they already have him playing around the house anyway while they was cleaning. So
Yeah.
they've already heard this music as a
Yeah.
child. So they got a little upset. I was like, "All right, cool, whatever. Y'all can get upset all you want, but I
Too
promise you,
late now. It's
you
already
ain't
done.
never ever." And I told him, I said, "Y'all never gonna be at the top what I did here." And they tried. The next year they were like, "Oh, we're gonna get a big name." I was like, "Okay." So they calling all these people. They want 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. They're like, "How'd you do it?" I said, "Again, I brought home the hometown hero." I said, "There's ways getting around it where we were able to, there's certain things that I did that funded the whole show. But you're not going to be able to top that."
No.
Not at all.
No.
So they were like, "Oh, well, what other big name can you get?" I said, "After that, the other big names you're going to have to pay for, man." Like, I'm
Right.
trying to tell you.
You know,
So,
I was able to get you the one. Like you're gonna
exactly.
have to come out of pocket.
So after that, I kind of just chilled back with Newburgh Illuminated. The next year, I DJ'd the fashion show. But even if they would have had it last year, me myself, I probably wouldn't have DJ'd. I just wanted to actually just see what it feels like to be a spectator and
Enjoy.
just enjoy the festivities. Because most of the time, as who I am, I never really get to just enjoy the festivities. I'm always working. So,
Right.
um, if they have it next year, you I might be able to pull out something out of rabbit out of a hat. You never know, but they gotta really, want the culture. That's the thing about it. they're still not accepting too much of our culture. And so, the couple years after that, I really brought some people that I love that perform, Beacon, stuff like that, and they put them on the stage far on in. And so that bothered me a little bit. So, if again, like I said, if we do it next year, they
Hmm.
really got to give our people. I want my people on the main stage.
Of
Give them
course.
the platform that they deserve
Of course.
and that they've been working hard for. Because if not, we can do this on our own. I promise you,
Yeah.
it'll be
Yeah.
bigger, better, and we won't have the issues. We're gonna
Exactly.
already do that. We got some stuff that's getting ready to happen in the community this year before the summer. Promise you, we're gonna give our people the platform that they deserve. So, as long as I'm breathing and I got the door, I'm doing it.
And that's it. Lauren Marie says, talk about it. Talk
Talk,
about it and be
Lauren be
about it.
knowing. Lauren be knowing.
So now I also came out with three. I seen you DJ'd for three specific artists.
Uh-oh.
The first one, and this is, I asked you to pick him or someone else. And what was it like? Geez, I don't even know how to ask it, because what was it like? Not only DJing for DMX, but being around him. Because the thing about him was people get a misconception of him from his music.
They
One of
do.
my
They really do.
favorite songs of all time is "Slippin'," right? No one else on the planet, no one else ever, other rapper ever born or who can be born could do that song.
Yeah.
Could, and and have the meaning behind it. Like when he passed away, Oswin used that song as a like a memorial song. He made a freestyle. He did his thing, but
Yeah.
let's be honest. X was made for that
For that
song.
song. Yeah.
And but what people overlook with his albums is he ended every album with a prayer or a song about God. His relationship with God was beautiful.
Mhm.
However, people don't look at that because they hear
Of
the
his past. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Um,
as a human,
DMX, so that show, hmm, rest in peace to him, man. It's crazy because we did that show and then a couple months later, that's when things started perspiring with his health and stuff. Um, one thing about him, like I said, the media would make him just seem like he was just this raw. He was always a raw individual, always was.
mhm,
But the media made it seem like he was just this dirty individual, put it like that. And one thing I can definitely say, because I can attest to it, his walk with God, amazing. We were getting ready to, I had just finished my set, and I opened the door. I'm like, yo, X, they ready for you. He said, ain't nobody doing nothing until we get into this prayer circle. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go head back in and just keep rocking. He said, nah, you get in this prayer circle too. And so you got me, Tism, LT, we standing there and we like, all right, so we thinking this gonna be one quick prayer. That man prayed for 30 minutes. Like he prayed for a good 30 minutes. And I was like, yo, this is one solid prayer. Like, yo, you should have been somebody pastor the way you praying the paint off this
Pastor
wall right
X.
now. So, one thing just watching that is like to know his walk and the way the media tried to portray him, it was two totally different things. And then to see him actually perform, like you had to be on that stage, watch him climb the speaker at the Chance Theater. Like I was afraid. Like I'm just like, yo, he's climbing. They're like, oh, he'll be all right. My boy's up there on top of the speaker talking about barking at folks. And I'm like, but again, that's just who he was. And it's like to see that and then to see, what happened down the road is just like to know that you got to be there part of history because I think he only performed like a couple more times after that show. And then that's when everything started happening. So to really say I was there, you know, again, that's just the door that God opened up for me, again.
Absolutely.
So yeah. Exos, that was a show, man. I found the video the other day. I said I gotta post this video, man. So
Yeah, no, X was a once in a lifetime artist. There will
Yeah,
never be. It's only
there will
one
never be an
DMX.
yeah, there will never be a DMX, never DMX at all.
Another one of my favorites that I came across was that you DJ'd an event Donnell Jones was at.
Whoo! Oh man, you dug into the crates. Oh man, you dug
Let
into
me
the
tell you,
crates.
last week when Rich was on, we're talking, and I go through everything. If it's
Yeah,
up there, that means you wanted people to see it.
of
So
course.
I go through the whole thing, and I went to his very first post, and I was like, listen, I didn't know that he was originally born in the Bronx.
Yeah,
So I went to your first post, and it's like,
I don't
and
even
I see
remember
you're
my
from the,
first post on Instagram. Like I promise you, I clean my Instagram used to be crazy at one point, so I actually cleaned it up a little bit. But I, I can't even tell you what my first post was. Actually, no, I can. I lied because my first post. Oh, I'm opening a can of worms right now.
oh
My
boy.
first post was me and my ex. At the time, I was trying to appease my family and date a preacher.
Oh,
Um, it's funny because now I'll tell the world. I was out here. I was young and crazy. So I was dating an older guy, and he probably might be watching it if he ain't watching yet. Shout out to you, Rich. Uh, so I was dating an older guy. He was a pastor. Knew him for years, even when I was younger. So this what makes the story even crazy. Um, and I had a crush on him. Like even when I was younger, I had a crush on him.
yeah,
Actually, Lauren, she follows him on Facebook, so on Instagram. So this is the funny thing. When she hears this name, she was like, "What?" If she's still on here, is she still listening? I think she is. Yep. So, so again, the first post I remember was because it was his church anniversary. It was his pastoral anniversary, and his son came. Now his son is a big time music writer.
okay,
Didn't know this until he walked in the door of the church, and I'm like, "Yo, I know your son." He said, "I know you do." He says, "You're a DJ, so it wouldn't surprise me if you didn't."
yeah.
I can put it out there now. I used to date Rico Love's father,
Oh,
so and it's crazy. So we had already been dating like 2 years in, and I didn't know he would talk about his son all the time. He would go down to Miami to see his son, and I'm like, oh, okay, So one day he FaceTimed me. He's showing me his son's house. I'm like, well, damn, what he do? You a tax writer or something like that? So he was like, nah, he's a songwriter. So he's like, I'm gonna throw a song at you, and you're gonna know the song. So he throws Throwback at me from Usher.
yeah,
Rico, that was his first song he ever wrote, ever. And so I'm like, oh my God. To this day, we good friends now. Like, growing pains and you realize, things aren't where they should have been. I wasn't ready to be nobody's first
yeah,
lady. I was
yeah.
still young. I would fight at the drop of a hat if you said the wrong thing to me. I didn't care if I was in church. And so, you know, I, I was really, you know, at that time we weren't in a good space. Um, but now, like I said, I can call him at the drop of a hat, and he'll answer.
Yeah.
Me and Richard were definitely in a better space. We realized at the time he was going one direction with the church, and I was going one direction with my music, and so um,
You can either go like this or end up like this.
exactly. And so if we would have stayed together, it still would have turned out to be a breakup either way. So, took us a little while to get where we are now. But again, if I call on him, he's there. He still supports me. Shout out to him. And, to this day, I still don't think Rico knows that me and his daddy was dating. That's the funny thing about it. And
Better hope you
it's
don't
hilarious.
watch this video.
Yeah,
Find it
Uh,
on YouTube or on
yo,
Spotify.
it's like it's funny. Like I said, to this day, I still don't. I think he just thought I was a good friend of his daddy. Like to this day, because the one year he was up here for his anniversary. I had left my car at home, so he was like, "All right, I'm gonna take you home" and stuff like that. So Rico's in the car with us while he's taking me home, and he dropped me off and stuff. And I can hear him like, "Nah, Dad, don't leave yet till she get in the house."
In the house.
Yeah, and after that, Rico followed me. Once in a blue moon, I like something or I comment or whatever, and he will respond back. Um, but to this day, like I think he just knows that thinks that me and his dad was good friends, and that's fine.
Yeah.
We were friends, no matter the situation that we were in. Um, but you never know who knows who and how small this world is.
And who's related
And
to who?
trying to tell you. So, and again, like I said, I appreciate that relationship because it grew me to who I am now because I watched a lot of the stuff. He would go down there to Miami and he would FaceTime me while he's in the studio with Rico. And I'm just listening to some of the gems that he would be dropping. And I'm just like, yo, dude's a musical genius. And so, you take from it and you use it. And so, yeah, damn. He said the first picture. That's why I was like, oh, shit.
Man, like throwback. It
Man,
just really.
throwback. I was in my long black hair and a first lady suit, man. Never again. Never again. Never
Oh,
again. I can promise you. They tried to put me in hats. It wasn't gonna work.
like no, no, not my style.
Nah, it wasn't gonna work. But yeah, nah, that always, Richard, he got a special place in my heart. That'll always be my boo, no matter what. So always.
Always good to have a throwback story. I love them.
Yeah, man. He said that first picture. Damn.
So explain to me, what was DJing for Donnell Jones like? How was that event?
That was smooth, man. Donald Jones is real laid back. Um, wasn't wasn't too much. It was an older crowd. I love DJing for the older crowd. If anybody know me, you could give me an old school party, and I'm telling you, I'm a killer because that's one thing I grew up on, old school music. So R&B, you can't do nothing wrong with R&B, man. If you know how to DJ and know how to rock the crowd the right way, that R&B gonna be so smooth.
It's
Ain't
great.
nobody gonna be able to know. You could tell a story from one song to the next. And
Mm-hmm.
so, that's one thing when we was in the green room, he said, yo, when you open up for me, he said, just tell a story with the music. He said, tell that story. So I was like, I bet. Promise you. I had to put the disclaimer out there because somebody got pregnant that night. And it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. It was not my fault. I had to put the disclaimer out there. Like, if you get pregnant off this set, just call me Auntie Official, because after this, it's like, that's it.
Oh, oh man, oh man. So that was a good show.
Yeah,
So
man, it was a great show. I caused a few
so
issues that night.
oh, he was acting a fool, huh?
I told you, man. In my 20s, we was wild. Well, some of my 20s. Let me not put it out there. I was wild out all my 20s because I
Nah.
was still in a relationship for a little while. But half of my 20s, I was out here, taking names and breaking hearts. But
That's all right.
that comes with the territory a little
You
bit.
live and you learn, and you only live once, so do what you got to do.
Yeah, you learn that one real quick.
So, one of my favorite artists, I don't care what people say about him. I don't respect what they say he did, but I love R. Kelly's music. It's
Oh hell yeah,
synonymous.
R. Kelly is a genius. You,
But I seen that, a few years back we had a self-proclaimed king of R&B, went by the name of Jacquees. And I seen that there was an event where you were on the ticket and he was there.
that man is short.
You said what?
He's a midget. He's a
Sure.
midget. He's a midget. I'm 5'7", and so standing next to him, I felt like I was a giant, man. Um, you know, Jacquees, so he can sing. He can sing, but his voice can be annoying. I'm not even gonna lie. It's that thing he be doing every time. I'm like, yo, He's like a broken record with that, and I'm like, stop,
You told him to stop.
stop. Like, and I told him, he was like, I said, when you're in the green room with some of these artists, you could just say, they always say be open with yourself. So I'm like, all right, cool. You can sing. You're an amazing artist, but that stuff you be doing,
Not
it
not
annoys me.
needed.
Not needed, because that run is just ridiculous. You don't need to do it. But again, that's what made him who he is. I wish he would put out more original music.
Mm-hmm.
I really do, so he could really show the people his penmanship, because that man has amazing penmanship. He can write some songs, but he's always remixing somebody's song instead of just being himself. Like, do some original music, drop an album.
Yes. Yes. That's it's real hard. People aren't very original these days. And it's very, very difficult for people to be original.
Yeah,
But it's sad because he's talented, and I don't know that because I haven't heard the music. And honestly, I was a little biased that you called yourself the king of R&B. You ain't R. Kelly, bro.
yeah. Nah, that was a little out there. Um, but again, it was just the door that was open, and I took it. Again,
Yeah.
you placed it in front of me, and that was just something that I was definitely I was gonna kick that door down real quick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Like you said, you like kicking kick. You may have picked Tupac, but you kicking in the door, waving the full foe like Biggie.
exactly. I see you gave me a hard one with Tupac and Biggie, and you know that you can't pick between the two because they both, you know. But
Yeah, no, it's not easy for everyone to pick between them two.
nah, nah. But Tupac always gets it for me. So
Yeah, yeah. No, you. I should have threw an 8-4-5 one in there.
you should have. Should
All
have.
right, Naj Murph or Osmond.
Damn, why would you do that? God, you gonna put the two brothers together? Wow, I can't go against my brothers. Damn.
You can pick neither, but that's the first thing that came to mind. Or you can
Oh,
say both.
it's got to be both, man. Because again, Naj Murphy and Oswin, man, I've literally sat in cipher circles and Upper Bound, and those two just going at it, man. Dance battles too, those two. So I Upper Bound days. If you weren't in Upper Bound, man, you missed a lot when it came to those two. But
She said, "Damn, why'd you have to do
yeah, man, that nah, he did it.
that?" Oh man. So the last show that I seen that really stuck out was and there's two, but this one here is I seen one show that said All Girls Rock, Queens of the 845.
Yeah, man. And so my sister Moochie, man, this was a
Oh,
few years back.
and we're gonna get to her too.
Yeah, a few years back, she had hit me, and she's like, "I want to do something for the ladies," and I'm like, "All right, cool, I'm down for it. That ain't no problem. We always want to open the platform for the ladies, because that's a hard thing that they have to go through already." So she was like, "I want to honor some ladies. Um, I want to give them. I want all ladies performing. I want you DJing. We're gonna put this thing together." And I was like, 100% behind it. Real quick. If I'm able to give a platform again and give it to my ladies, definitely gonna open it up. So, we got behind it, and it was a sold out event. I mean, you know, we awarded some amazing women, and it felt good. So definitely.
It's good to see because for me as a male, when I see females, um, women typically don't like other women,
Oh,
and
most definitely, most definitely. And that's just, I don't want to say it's second nature, but unfortunately, women have a tendency of being messy. They
yeah,
have a tendency of being jealous, and they let their jealousy override what other females are doing, and it puts a bad cloud over what we're out here doing, instead of us supporting each other when it's already hard enough for us in the industry.
hmm
You know, being a woman in entertainment industry is hard. It's 90% male, 10% female, and that 5 to 6% out of that 10% females, they're exploiting themselves. So then you got the other 4% that are actually out here grinding and putting in that work and not sleeping with anything and everything in front of them to actually make it in this game. So, to give a platform to females that they out here grinding, they not out here got their legs wide open, twerking all day, every day, got their cheeks all out. It feels good to actually just give that platform because there's plenty of female DJs I can tell you right now. They're getting booked because their titties is out and they wearing a mini skirt, but they don't know how to use them turntables once.
Nope.
But then there's females like me. I can go in there with a turtleneck on and some skinny jeans and tell you right now I can run circles around some of your favorite male DJs. So,
Like
know,
nothing.
like it's nothing. So definitely, if I ever get the chance, any chance I get, and I'm able to get the platform for the females, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna always do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, one other thing I meant to mention this earlier. I came across a picture of you and the great Wyclef. And I where'd you meet him at? What's he like?
So my manager, shout out to my manager King Ty. I told you he plugs me into some places that if it wasn't for him, those doors would not open. This was during the pandemic, actually towards the end of the pandemic. West Point, they wanted to give the cadets a chance to just be free since they had been cooped up in their dorms, wearing masks all day in their uniforms. They just wanted to give them a chance to be free. And so my team, S4L, that's my management company, they booked Wyclef. And so on campus, on the West Point campus, they got a kid named Chris. He thinks he's the top DJ, and they want to give him a chance to rock. So I was like, let him rock. I'm cool. I'll be in the background. He need any help, whatever. So they were like, no, he wants to battle you. And I laughed because one thing everybody knows me, I don't battle. That's never been my thing. I'm not a battle
Yeah.
DJ. I don't do all that. So what we did was Wyclef was like, look, let Chris rock. He says, you're going to open up for me. And then Enough is going to rock his set for Wyclef. So I was like, all right, cool. And so just that whole day, we got in the car, we riding around West Point, showing Wyclef, just around the campus and stuff. He jumps out the truck while it's moving to do pull-ups on the exercise bar. We go to the PX. He found out how cheap the liquor was. Like, it was just a fun-filled day.
Yeah.
So it was crazy because we're in the dressing room, and shout out to Mayor Harvey because I brought him with me that day. Him and Mayor Harvey in there doing push-ups
Oh,
and
oh
rapping at
gosh.
the same time. Like, you just in there having fun. Like, he's just real down to earth. Wyclef is one of those artists that he, he got money, but he's not one of those flashy about it. He's chilling. You can sit in there, joke with him all day. His brother that plays the bass for him was there. Like, you just were, around some really dope people in the industry. And so we've been rocking ever since, If he calls me, he needs a DJ to rock out, I'm there.
Shout out
I've
to
done it
Wyclef.
since then. I've done quite a few shows for him. So, it's just fun. Definitely, again, that's just another door that I kicked down and went right through it. And
Yeah.
I one day I'm gonna drop that throwback of us doing a sound check. I had just started my dreads, so I was out here looking like a little porcupine. And I'm in that stadium, not even a stadium. So I call holds well over 6,000 people. And so you got me doing a sound check on the turntables, and they pan the camera of just everything. And I'm like, yo, this is about to be crazy. So I'm definitely, one day I'll drop the pictures too. You see the cadets all down the middle of the aisle doing
Oh
swag
man.
surfing. You see lights flashing. Like, it was a dope event. It really was. So
Okay. Man, that sounds like you got a lot of experience and experiences and you've done a lot. So now, of all the events you've done, what are your five favorites or five that mean the most to you? And I know that's like probably hundreds upon hundreds, but
mm,
you can narrow it down to five.
um Number one, so again, my grandfather, he's a DJ, so he's from Poughkeepsie. So shout out, I'm a boom, but I'm a Poughkeepsie booms. And so I did, I got invited, got booked to DJ a cookout probably about 5 years ago now. Lady hit me up. She's like, I've been seeing you DJ at different events and I want to book you. So I was like, all right, cool. She's like, it's my family reunion cookout. I want you to do it, blah, blah, blah. So I go setting up, and there's this tall black figure at this cookout. He comes over, he shakes my hand, and he goes away. But I'm sitting here in my head, I'm like, yo, this man, I've just seen this man's face somewhere.
Yeah.
Bill Dukes. I had just watched Predator the night before. I find out that I'm DJing this man's cookout for his family reunion. So I'm like, yo, how did y'all find me? To find out him and my grandfather are best friends. So my grandfather used to do their family reunion all the time. And so my grandfather, he got older, so he couldn't do it. And he's like, yo, we need a DJ. He's like, yo, my granddaughter's one. I'll give you her information. Don't tell her who you are yet. Just wait till she gets there. And so I'm rocking. And Bill Dukes come on. He's like, yo, yeah, you are definitely your grandfather's granddaughter. Like, you rock just like her. And, like, that's, like, my top event. Like, you would never known that Bill Dukes is from Poughkeepsie. He lived house to house behind my grandfather. They played in the sandbox and all that. And so that's definitely my number one. Newburgh Illuminated will always be on my top. Always.
Absolutely.
Because who can say they DJ for their hometown, had 30,000 people in the middle of Broadway swag surfing. Nobody got shot. Nobody got hurt. No issues. The cops didn't have to move from their post. Like, who can say they've done that? And didn't have to spend a dime. Didn't have to spend a dime to do it either.
Not many.
DMX definitely is always going to be in that top three. It's crazy. So, a DJ for Pop Smoke.
Okay. Rest in peace.
And it's crazy. I DJ for PNB Rock. Rest in peace too.
Jeez.
So, definitely, I got more than a top five, but my top five would definitely be those. I've done Fabulous. I've done The Locks. I've done A Boogie. So, I always tell people, I'm very humble. Everybody know that I don't really talk about my roster, but my resume really it's lengthy, but I don't ever really talk about it because then people think you gloating and stuff like that. So,
but anyone who knows you and knows the person you are, you're the most laid back, relaxed person. So
yes, that's why even that whole award thing that Bucci put on the other weekend, she had to force my hand on that. I can promise you.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I told you I do my homework. Yeah, but so it's funny you bring Moochie up. Going through, there's a lot of Moochie through in your pictures.
Yeah.
You guys seem to have more than a friendship, and you've been around her. I don't know her very well, but I have a good relationship with her.
Yeah.
And everyone's opinion on her is different. Say what you want. That's just people in general. But you guys, you and her have a real sisterly bond. What does that mean to you, and how did it really come about? And then how does that relationship help your business relationship? Because you guys complement one another in a lot of different ways.
Yes. So Moochie been around since I was rocking with Styles. When we started really doing these shows, big, he would bring her on to host the stage and stuff. And her energy is just amazing. And so we really grew to become sisters. Like, that's my sister. I would do anything. I'd take the shirt off my back for her. And so, anytime I got a chance to do an event and they need a host, I would plug her in. Anytime she had to do an event and host and they need a DJ, she would plug me in. And we became that duo where we could feed off of each other. I know when she wants a certain song, or I'll throw a song I know is her favorite, and it just makes her go off, And so she tried to give me my flowers. I always tell her, I'm giving her flowers while I can. Like she's a dope individual, and actually now she's a part of Fleet. I brought her into the Fleet DJs. She's on Fleet magazine. She's become amazing with her writing and stuff like that with them. And so, she's one of those people like if that opportunity comes in front of me, I'm always gonna plug her in because I
Yeah,
know what she can do and I know what she can bring to the table. And so she's definitely one of those people that are at my table that will always get a chance. As long as I got the chance, I'm always gonna put it in front of her. So
that's dope. And so that brings me to the Her Story Award show. um,
yeah,
I made a video on this. I couldn't make it out to that, but once again, much like the other show, seeing women support women is big and it's important. And I seen you up. I seen the video. He was like, "Moochie got me up here in a dress."
yo, that ass, and
You
so that's
don't
the
wear
second.
dresses,
So
like,
I don't do dresses like that. Everybody know, I like being comfortable. You could catch me in some sweats and some dad shorts any day, like some jeans. I got sneakers laying all over the place right now. That's like I'm a sneakerhead. Um, but that's the second time Moochie has gotten me in a dress. She did the 845 Awards about 5 years ago, and I was nominated for DJ of the Year for the 845. So she got me in a dress and makeup that year.
whoa,
Never again. That stuff was caked on my face. I hated it. So this year, she calls me. She's like, she's doing the event. She posted that she's looking for a female DJ. I was like, I bet I want to rock out. She was like, no, you're one of the honorees this year. I was like, huh? I was like, nah, you don't got to do that. She was like, I know I don't have to, but I'm doing it. She said, because you're not going to allow me to do it, so I have to force your hand. It's happening. And I was like, all right. So in my head, I'm like, well, where she said it was at. I'm like, all right, cool. I got some dress pants and a shirt. I'm going to throw that on and I'll be all right. She's like, and you're wearing a dress. Oh,
dang, she took like, yo, she didn't even ask.
yeah,
She like practically demanded that
yeah.
that you like show up, that you be an honoree, and that you wear a dress.
Yeah, man.
Like,
So, like I said, if I got look, summertime, I'll throw on a sundress, I promise you, but I'm never in Newburgh when I do that. I'm out of the state. You ain't never gonna catch me at home in no dress. If you catch me at home in a dress, I'm literally probably headed to church or there's an event that I need to be at that I have to be dressed up. But to say, you got me in a dress, I told Moochie she could pat herself on the back. Because the next time, if I ever wear one, is if I ever get married. That's when you'll find me. You might not even catch me in that because I might just say, we're gonna change the roles and everybody wearing pants. But literally, yeah, that's me in a dress. It's fun. It's fun because I tell people you better take them pictures because this is an everlasting moment. You're never gonna get this again.
it's not happening.
Because I promise you know where that dress is at. I done gave it to somebody for prom already. It's
Oh,
gone.
dang,
Yeah.
dang.
Week later, that dress is gone.
Like, peace. Don't
Yeah,
need you.
I don't. I didn't even know I had heels to even match the dress. That's the crazy part about it. I had on heels, y'all. That lasted like 2 hours, and then I put my slides on.
You're like, we're done.
Yeah, we're done. Slides were on, feet were out. It was over. So, but like I said, I appreciate Moochie for what she did. Again, like she said, there's people that overlook me no matter what, and it's all good. They're not meant to book me. They're not.
Hmm.
The right people are meant to book me, and everybody can overlook me if they want, but I can promise you, the man upstairs is gonna make sure I got what I need in front of me. So I ain't worrying about that.
He, oh, hold on. I had something in my head. Everyone down here can overlook you, but as long as he's up there looking over you, you'll always be fine.
Exactly. You know, um, it's funny because my godfather, like I said, I was around a bunch of DJs. My godfather was a DJ also, and now he's a pastor. But he used to tell me all the time that just because I'm DJing right now doesn't mean that I'm not going to do what God needs me to do too. So he always tells me that my next step is the pulpit. I laugh. It's not. My
He's like,
ministry is.
nope.
It's not. I like being behind the scenes. I make sure everybody sound good and look good on the audio visual tip, and that's what I do, you know. And I'm in church every Sunday regularly. If I'm not there, that's because I have a gig. But I promise you can catch me in church at 10 a.m. We out by 11:15 real quick, but I'm in there. I'm
You
in
don't need much time to support God.
there. Nah,
They don't, them churches that start at 10 and then end at 2. No, 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 no,
my
no.
old church used to do that. My old church, my former pastor, shout out to him, Pastor Davis. That's my pop. I call him dad no matter what. Um, that man could preach. We would be in church from service would start at 10:45. We weren't getting out to 2:30 some days. That was before the pandemic. After the pandemic, he learned that we had to get out of there, so he would only do an hour service. But
Okay.
you know, shout out to him, and where I'm at now. Like I said, I appreciate my pastor, and he's been a part of the new growth that I have going on. So, um, you know, as long as you put God first, you'll always continue to grow. So.
That's truth. That's truth. And you're growing. You're growing in more ways than one. So, now when I think of Newberg, you think of certain people. You're now a community leader. You are also a pillar of your community, which led to a certificate of recognition from Mayor Torrance Hart. How how did that feel? Because you say people overlook you, and that's all well and good, but in the same breath, to be recognized by essentially Newberg's highest official, you know, um, what does that mean for you, like
um,
personally?
again, like I said, I'm real humble about it. I appreciate it. I've been rocking with Mayor Harvey, gosh, since 2007, New Phi Alpha days. So we've always had a really close relationship. I can call on him for anything. He can call on me. So um, we definitely we definitely have always been close. I was there when his father passed and stuff like that. So it's always been that type of relationship and always will be. So
Okay, okay, that's great. That's great. Well, congratulations on that, because that's still you're humbled about it, but I'm happy for you to see you have that and to see you get recognized for what you have done. So I want to know, and what other things maybe that aren't local going around. I remember seeing you on Urban Updates a little ways back, and yeah, I rewatched it to do this interview. I rewatched because that's part of the job.
yeah.
But I remember you talking about Dallas, Virginia, being listened to in some of those territories. So, what other projects are coming that maybe you could shed a little light on outside of
Um,
this area, and where else are you being listened to these days?
so right now I have a syndicated gospel show that I do every Sunday. It is now on stations in Phoenix, Arizona, Austin, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia. Actually, no, Atlanta is on Wednesdays. Traffic Mix, um, Virginia, North Carolina. I'm on about Mississippi. I'm on about 7 stations on Sundays. It's a syndicated gospel show, so it starts at 7 a.m. and it works its way on down to about 2 p.m. Um, throughout the stations,
Beautiful.
Kentucky, stuff like that. Um, but I am quite a bit. You catch me quite a bit in Houston. Um, I have a residency. It's not a residency per se, but I'm down there at least twice a month, DJing on the rooftop for the La Meridian Hotel
Okay.
in Houston, downtown Houston. And then actually every year, starting 2 years ago, my management team, again, he's a veteran. So we do this thing called veteran resiliency. And so we go down to Houston, Texas, Columbus Day weekend every year, and we throw a white party um, down there just to combat resiliency and combat veteran suicide. So we're gearing up for that again this year,
Nice.
and we actually do that here on the home front too. We do it at West Point every Juneteenth weekend. So that will be our seventh annual that we're doing Juneteenth weekend. And
Wow.
so, like you said, my hands is in everything. Um, I'll be in Orlando, Florida this July for Fleet Conference. And then I'll be back in Dallas for our Fleet Week in December. So, again, I've always said, you don't book me at home, somebody else is going to book me. So,
Absolutely.
and so, and they have been, I've touched states and I've touched countries that a lot of people probably would never touch, artists that people would never touch. I've DJ from Melba Moore. And if people don't know who that is, that means you're too young. You're too young. Um, have been to Germany with her and London. So, they definitely have been in doors that nobody probably would never ever touch again. So
And it's crazy because as much as you move around, you always seem to be available. Like, you know what I mean? Like with the intense schedule for you to sit down, even to have this kind of lengthy interview is just crazy, considering you're just in so many different places.
yeah.
And before I get to the ending here, there's one other thing I want to mention is just recently I personally reached out to Jamaica Hall about about Save Our Streets.
Yeah, man. Save our streets.
Uh, my, my
That's
my
the art.
daughters are they're into making bracelets,
Okay.
like little rubber band bracelets, and they want to sell them.
Hmm.
So I said, okay, I need to find a place where you could sell them. This just kind of popped up. So I reached out to her and asked her, we had a conversation. So now I'm working on getting them a logo and setting them up so that they can sell some of their bracelets here. And when I seen this, I seen you right here, available 5 Saturdays. Um,
Yeah. So technically, I'm not available all those Saturdays. So um, what we're doing is a different type of event every each Saturday.
okay,
So the initial one, the first one, I'll definitely be there, rocking out. We got Feng Shui the band. They're gonna be performing. Also, we got a pillar, Lily Howard. She's gonna be singing with them for a couple of songs. Shout out to her. That's Amari Shakur's mother.
okay,
Um, so each one, I'll be present. The second one, the Latin party, still looking for a Spanish DJ. But we're gonna have I got a reggae DJ, so we're gonna lock in a Latin DJ.
okay.
Let them rock out, and each time it's a talent show also for the kids. So we're just gonna we want to give them a platform. 2 to 9, we're blocking the streets off. South Street will be blocked off, and we're just trying to again save our streets. We're trying to take our streets back where our kids can feel safe and actually be able to play on their block that they live on and not have to worry about being shot at or worrying about getting ran over by a car because they want to be speeding or get hit by a bike because of these motorcycles.
Mhm.
So whatever I can do and open that platform, as long as I have it, my peoples will always get a chance. And shout out to I think she might have gotten off, but shout out to Lauren Marie. She's gonna be hosting those events with us. So, definitely
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
there
a
she
great
is,
time.
singer, songwriter,
Hmm.
MC,
And I'm gonna
host.
actually so the 18th we have Caribbean Day. I'm double booked that day because I'm actually collaborating with Poughkeepsie School District and they're having an event at their school. So I'll be doing that event from 12 to 3. So definitely I'm out here collaborating with whoever wants to collaborate with me and you know doing what we gotta do.
Absolutely. Well, you're finding success. which leads me to ask you kind of a two for one. What's your biggest achievement to this point, and what is the most rewarding part of your work?
Um, I think my biggest achievement is I've opened my shell. I've came out of it.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people don't realize I'm an introvert. I'm very shy. You can't tell when I get behind the turntables, but um, I always tell people the pandemic was the greatest thing that happened to me because the world was shut down and I didn't have to interact with people. I could sit
Yeah.
behind my PlayStation and play it all day and stay in the house and not have to bother with anybody. Um,
And you couldn't spend no money either.
that part.
Unless
But
unless you were an
I was
Amazon freak.
I was a sneaker freak. I was buying sneakers every day. That's where all my sneakers came from there. But you know, it helped me grow out of my shell where I'll interact. I will interact. I promise you. Once you walk away, I'm going back in my bubble, and nobody will know I'm even there. But you know, that's like definitely one of my greatest achievements that I've grown. And what was the other question?
What's the most rewarding part of your work?
Um, seeing the kids' face, man. You know, the adults they gonna dance no matter what. But to really, I work in the district now as a security guard. So when I'm at certain schools and the kids walk up to me like, "Yo, you're the DJ," it's rewarding because that means I'm actually doing something good. You know, and doing something positive. So
Right.
yeah,
And geez, and you do security? You do it full time?
yeah,
What?
yeah.
Uh,
I'm headed to work in a little while.
oh,
I gotta be working at midnight.
wait, you're still doing the hospital thing,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and
We out
and security in the school?
yeah, we out here hustling. We got goals to reach.
Listen. Well, real quick, I think I've showed almost every guest. Look, because I can't even reach the thing. This is my vision board right here.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I'm with you. You gotta hustle. Ain't nothing wrong with a hustle. I just credit to you. So, okay. Wow. Well, that's crazy. The school and the hospital.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. So, two more things.
Okay.
First, well, three kind of. One's a two for one. What's next for you?
Ooh. Um I don't know. I always tell people to stay tuned, I don't really reveal too much of my hand anymore. I've been in it long enough now to learn that you don't really reveal too much until it's actually happening, because the moment you reveal too much, somebody can damage it. So you move in silence, and that'll get you where you need to go.
Okay. And where can anyone who wants to book DJ Miss Official tell them where they can find you?
Uh, I'm on all platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I said that already. And Twitter, or actually formerly known as Twitter. All DJ Mizz official, MIZZ official. You DM me, and I'll usually answer. Instagram, my number is attached to it, so it will allow you to text me. So you know, I'm not hard to find. I send people. A lot of people don't know my real name, so I like to send them to the DJ Mizz official page because it's funny when people really know my name and they find me. It's hilarious. Um, like I got a friend that's a DJ. His license says his DJ name. He
Oh,
changed he
really?
changed his ID to his DJ name. Yeah, so nobody knows his real name
Man,
besides me.
listen, some people like to be
I
incognito. They like,
I like being that way too. I don't like to be found, unless I want to be found. So that's why I say hit me up on IG. You know, if I don't see it, comment on a picture and say, hey, yo, check your DMs or something. But like I said, most of the time I'm always checking my DMs. If I'm not checking it, my management team is. So they they stay on top of it very well. So
okay. Last thing, I always like to end with I preach positivity, and I like to end with a positive ending message from you to the audience, whether it's about this interview or anything in general. What would be one positive ending message that you would have for the audience and anyone who might watch or listen to this later?
Um, you know, if you got a dream, go for it. Don't let anybody stop you from dreaming and pushing for it. Um, the opportunities are there. You just got to be able to jump through them and take that leap of faith. Um, you know, it may be scary at first, but it will reward you in the end if you actually take that leap. So,
Mhm. Well said. Well said. DJ Miss Official, thank you. You're my sister. You know I love
thank
you.
you for having
Appreciate
me.
you. Of course, I'm gonna be seeing you soon.
Yes,
I
sir.
want to thank everyone who watched, tuned in, liked, shared. I'll be back next week, right here, 8 p.m. Remedy Love is gonna be my guest next week.
Oh, snap.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you also for switching dates with her.
No problem.
Also,
No problem.
Remedy Love will be my guest next week. We're gonna chop it up. That's DJ Miss Official. Book her. She's dope. I've seen it personally. Thank you for everyone for watching. I'll see you next week.
Nice.
Peace.